Hello everyone, and welcome to Tech Simplify's in-depth discussion series. I'm Sam Rivers. Today, we'll spend a full 30 minutes delving into a revolutionary technology that's transforming our homes, home service robots. Think back to any sci-fi movie you've seen recently. Sunny from I, Robot, C-3PO and R2-D2 from Star Wars, even Rosie the robot maid from The Jetsons. These fictional characters aren't just for entertainment, they reflect our deep-seated desire for robotic companions. But today, I want to tell you, the future is already here. According to a recent McKinsey report, by 2030, over 45% of everyday household tasks could be performed by robots. This isn't a distant dream, it's a reality happening right now. In this episode, we'll comprehensively analyze the exciting field of home robots from 5 perspectives: technological breakthroughs, practical application scenarios, ethical challenges, economic impact, and future trends. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, a concerned parent, a potential investor, or simply curious about the future, Part 2, In-Depth Analysis of Technological Breakthroughs. Let's first delve into the core technological breakthroughs driving this revolution. Leaps in perception technology. The eyes of modern home robots are complex multi-sensor systems. Take iRobot's latest generation of visual navigation systems, for example. It combines stereo cameras, LiDAR, and an inertial measurement unit. This means robots can not only see objects but also understand their three-dimensional properties and materials, and even predict their trajectory. Even more astonishing are the developments in tactile technology. Researchers at the University of California, Berkeley, have developed an electronic skin that allows robots to sense touch more delicately than human fingers. Imagine a robot being able to determine the freshness of fruit by touch or detect tremors in an elderly person's hand. Artificial Intelligence Decision-Making System. The decision-making system is the robot's brain. Early robots could only execute preset commands, but modern robots employ a hierarchical decision-making architecture. At the bottom layer is a real-time control system, ensuring the robot's physical stability. In the middle layer is a task planning system, capable of breaking down complex instructions like prepare dinner into specific steps, and at the highest layer is an interactive system, capable of understanding natural language and context. Let's take cooking as an example. When you say, "I want a healthy dinner," the robot will, first, check the ingredients in the refrigerator, second, consider your dietary preferences and health needs, third, plan a cooking sequence, and fourth, adjust the heat and cooking time in real time. This requires the integration of multiple AI modules, including computer vision, natural language processing, and expert systems. Precision control of physical interactions. Boston Dynamics Atlas robot is capable of performing complex gymnastic maneuvers, powered by a millisecond-level real-time control system. But in a home environment, we need a different level of precision, the ability to gently lift a baby while steadily moving furniture. The latest advances come from biomimetic design. For example, the bionic arm developed by the German company Festo mimics the muscle and tendon structure of the human arm, achieving unprecedented smooth movement. This technology is being applied to household robots, enabling them to perform a variety of delicate tasks, from arranging flowers to repairing faucets. Part 3, a panoramic view of real-world application scenarios. Now, let's visit 3 real homes to see how robots function in different life scenarios. Case 1, a young professional's family. Meet Zhong Dao, a 28-year-old software engineer. His robot helper begins work at 6:30 a.m. every day. First, it selects the optimal wake-up time based on Zhong Dao's sleep data, then prepares breakfast and scans his calendar to remind him of key meetings for the day. But even more interesting is its learning capabilities. By observing Zhong Dao's behavior, the assistant discovered that he plays basketball with friends every Wednesday night. It automatically reserves the court at that time and prepares electrolyte-replenishing drinks afterward. This kind of contextual awareness was unimaginable for earlier robots. Case 2, a multi-generational family. The Lee family's story is particularly touching. They have an elderly grandfather, a working couple, and 2 school-age children. Their robot needs to play multiple roles. For the grandfather, it serves as a health monitoring companion. Using wearable devices and computer vision, the robot can monitor changes in his gait, warn of fall risks, remind him to take medication, and even help slow cognitive decline through memory training games. For the children, it serves as a study partner and safety guardian. While they're doing homework, the robot can answer questions and ensure they don't overuse electronic devices. When parents work overtime, the robot prepares a nutritious, balanced dinner and remotely reports what's happening at home. Case Study 3, Special Needs Families. Ms. Wang is a visually impaired person living alone. Her robot, Guangming, has completely changed her life. Through voice prompts and guidance, the robot helps her navigate her home, identify objects, and even read emails. But the most groundbreaking feature is e-contextual description. When guests arrive, the robot quietly tells Ms. Wang their basic features and expressions, helping her better socialize. This empowering application of technology demonstrates the true value of robotics. To gain a deeper understanding of this industry, we've invited Ms. Li Jing, CEO of the robotics company Future Home. Welcome to Tech Simplify.
Thank you, Sam. It's a pleasure to be here.
Ms. Li, from a manufacturer's perspective, what are the biggest technical challenges facing home robots today?
Interestingly, the most challenging aspect isn't a single technology, but rather its integration and reliability. In the lab, our robots can perform 99% of the tasks. But in a real home, that remaining 1% could mean breaking a family heirloom or harming the user. We need to achieve 6 nines of reliability, 99.9999%.
Price is another key factor. Currently, high-end robots cost the same as a luxury car. When will we see a price point accessible to the mass market?
That's a great question. We anticipate a turning point around 2028. As sensor costs plummet and mass production scales up, the price of basic home robots will drop to the level of a smartphone. Of course, high-end models will still be more expensive, but just like TVs, there will be options to suit every budget. That's a great question. We anticipate a turning point around 2028. As sensor costs plummet and mass production scales up, the price of basic home robots will drop to the level of a smartphone. Of course, high-end models will still be more expensive, but just like TVs, there will be options to suit every budget. This is our top priority. We use end-to-end encryption, and all data processing is done locally. Only necessary metadata is transmitted to the cloud. And we give users complete control. They can review what data the robot has collected at any time and decide whether to delete or retain it.
Thank you very much, Ms. Li, for sharing this. Part 5, In-depth discussion of ethical dilemmas and social impacts. As robots become more integrated into our homes, a series of profound ethical issues emerge. Emotional dependence and the alienation of human nature. A recent study by Sarah Chan, professor of ethics at the University of Oxford, shows that after 3 months of interacting with a robot, 65% of participants developed an emotional dependence on the robot. Even more worryingly, 30% of older adults said they would prefer to communicate with a robot over a real person. This raises a fundamental question: when machines can perfectly meet our emotional needs, what will human relationships look like? Are we using technology to compensate for our human shortcomings, or are we avoiding real human connection? The boundary of privacy and surveillance. What does a 24/7 observer in your home mean? Robot manufacturers claim data is secure, but cybersecurity expert Guangming warns, any device connected to the internet can be hacked. Imagine a hacker not only able to access your home videos but also learn about your most intimate habits through the robot's sensors. Even more subtly, this data could be used for commercial purposes. Your robot knows your dietary preferences, spending habits, and health status, data that is invaluable to advertisers. Social structure and employment impact. Let's look further ahead. When robots are able to perform most household tasks, the business model of domestic services will be fundamentally transformed. Housekeepers, caregivers, and even chefs may face unemployment. But at the same time, new professions will emerge: robot behavior trainers, home systems integrators, and human-computer interaction designers. The key question is, how can we help workers make this transition? Liability and legal framework. If a robot makes a mistake while caring for a child, who is responsible? The manufacturer, the programmer, the user, or the robot itself? The existing legal system is completely unprepared to address these issues. Germany recently passed the Robot Liability Act, establishing a strict liability framework. However, global legal harmonization remains a significant challenge. Based on the current trajectory of technological development, let's envision possible scenarios for the next decade. Short-term forecast, 2026 to 2028. We will see the proliferation of specialized robots. Cleaning robots, companion robots, and educational robots will be the first to enter the mass market. Prices will continue to fall, and functions will become more specialized. Medium-term forecast, 2029 to 2032. True general-purpose home robots will emerge. These robots will be able to learn the operating patterns of the entire household, autonomously plan tasks, and even anticipate needs. Human-robot interaction will become more natural, integrating voice, gestures, and contextual understanding. Long-term forecast, 2033 to 2035. The most exciting and unsettling development may be the blurring of consciousness and identity. When a robot possesses all of our behavioral data, can perfectly anticipate our needs, and even act before we are aware of them, is it a tool or an entity with some form of a personality? Possibility of technological convergence. Home robots will not develop in isolation. They will merge with technologies such as smart homes, brain-computer interfaces, and quantum computing. Imagine being able to control a robot directly with your thoughts, or a robot using quantum computing to instantly plan the optimal household chores. Now let's take a few calls from listeners. Hello, you're listening to Tech Simplify.
Hello Sam, I'm a mother of two. I'm interested in robots helping with chores around the house, but I'm concerned about the impact on my children's social development.
Great question, Mary. Research shows that it all comes down to how they are used. If robots completely replace parent-child interaction, there can be negative consequences. But if robots handle repetitive chores, freeing up time for high-quality parent-child interaction, the results can be positive. The key is finding a balance.
I'm a retired engineer and excited about technology. But I'm worrying about older people being forced to use technology they don't understand.
That's true, David. Age-friendly design is key. Robot interfaces should be simple enough while retaining traditional controls. The best technology is invisible, present when you need it and invisible the rest of the time. We still have time to read one email. This listener asked, if I can't afford a robot, will I be left behind by society? This is a very real question. Like smartphones, new technologies are always expensive at first, but as they scale, costs will fall. More importantly, we can explore models for shared robots, or government subsidies to ensure basic services. Today we've delved into all aspects of home robots, from technological breakthroughs to ethical dilemmas, from real-world examples to future predictions. A clear picture emerges: we're at a turning point, and home robots will fundamentally redefine the way we live. But this isn't just about technology, it's about the kind of future we want. Robots should enhance, not replace, humanity, foster connection, not create isolation, and create possibilities, not deepen inequality. In the next episode, we'll explore a more personal topic: biohacking and human augmentation. When technology not only changes the environment around us but also begins to transform our own bodies and minds, what choices and challenges will we face? This will be a deep conversation about the essence of being human. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tech Simplify In-Depth Discussion. If you like our content, please subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform and share it with friends interested in the future of technology. I'm Sam Rivers, and I'll see you next time.